Hi everyone, here's the Bookchemist once again, and today I'm reviewing The Hawkline Monster by Richard Brautigan, a master of American postmodernism, a writer that should be so much more well known and widely known than he is, and also a guy who is sometimes associated with the beat movement. He lived in San Francisco in the 1950s. If he can be considered a beat writer, that will make him definitely hands down my favorite beat writer. I haven't encountered personally too many people who've read his books, but he was such a huge influence on so many of my favorite writers. He is clearly a great influence on Jonathan Lethem. On the back of my edition of The Hawkline Monster, there's a blurb by Jarvis Cocker, so maybe even the band Pulp was influenced by Brautigan. I'm a Pulp fan, definitely. And he is also incredible and amazing fun. If you haven't read In Watermelon Sugar, you should definitely do that. It's a must read if you ask me. Hawkline Monster, its byline is a gothic western, and that already tells you everything you have to know about this book. It's very much that. I'm a huge western fan. I love western movies in particular. I also love horror fiction in whatever form it comes in. This was definitely the book for me, and I had so much fun with it. Now, I mentioned postmodernism, but you should not think of postmodernism of the colder, more arid side of the genre, the side that revolves around witty language games and disrupting narratives halfway through them and frustrating the reader. Not at all. This is a book that challenges time and again your assumptions about narrative and your assumptions about what's to be expected from a piece of narrative, and it's definitely surreal. There's a beautiful, brilliant, so fun aura of surrealism around this whole thing, but it's also rewarding. It's also very much a book with a plot and characters with very clear personalities, and it's satisfying in a way that much postmodernism, for all that I'm a fan of the genre or the current, or call it what you will, sometimes isn't. For all that there's definitely danger in here, and especially toward the end, the horror element of the narrative kicks in, and there's some serious thrill in the book. There's also a dreamy atmosphere throughout the entire thing. The same happened in Watermelon Sugar, which is a book where terrible things happen. A character's parents are eaten by tigers. Terrible shit happens all the time, but still, in that book, I perceive a very beautiful, dreamy atmosphere that makes the experience feel like sheer escapism. It's like inhabiting a dream. It's like exploring a safe, sweet reality where nothing can really go wrong. And Hawkline Monster feels like that too. There's quite a disturbing scene early in the book set in a brothel. At least I found it quite disturbing, but beyond that point, it's an amazing read. Also, Brautigan's carefree attitude toward sexuality, for instance, makes this book a bizarre, a very hippie-ish kind of book. It's the kind of book, even though it's set in the frontier in the early 20th century, it's the kind of book where characters start having sex with one another for no reason at the weirdest of moments. But there is a monster in here. Remember, the Hawkline Monster is not just some kind of, I don't know, metaphorical, philosophical monster. It is an actual thing, and it's in the way the thing is portrayed that too challenges, stretches the limits of your imagination, and this is, in that sense, it's very much a stimulating read. It's very much a beautifully immersive, beautifully dreamy experience. I should also mention that it's fun as hell. Brautigan, also because of his flat delivery, because of the way he talks with very basic language, descriptive language about all sorts of things, be they common, be they supernatural shit. Very often he is amazing, he cracks me up. And you should definitely read this book even just to have a good laugh. It's a small jewel and should have many more fans than it has. If you are a fan of horror, fantasy fiction, definitely the book for you. If you're just looking for something a bit weird, a bit bizarre, that doesn't mean a headache, this is also the book for you. Thank you as always for watching, guys. Let me know if you like Brautigan, if you're a fan of the guy, if you like the Hawkline Monster in the comments below, and I will see you in a new video. Bye, guys.